Imagine you're 80 and you get a chance to ask your 30 something, 40-year-old self, well, hold on, hee hee. Imagine you're 80 years old today and you get a chance to talk. Nope. Hey guys. Hey guys, my name is Alex Mirashan. Welcome to Alex Undone. Today I want to talk about the things that we could start doing today to get ready for the old self, the old version of ourselves. Imagine that your 80-year-old self is coming back with all the problems and all the good things and all the learnings that they've had and says, hey, I think you should do XYZ starting now to get ready to have a better life at 80. What do you think that is? I'll tell you, I have three buckets that I want to put things in. First, physical health. I think it's very important, and a lot of people in post 20s, when everything's easy, when you're still ripped, like you can eat whatever you want, you go to the gym 3 times and you're in spring break shape. I think past your 30s, and for me it was around 35, you start seeing that results are harder to come by. Your motivation's a little bit decreased. For example, I go to the gym 2 times a week for sure. Optional another 2 times, and Pilates, and I walk a lot and I dance and all these things. So I try to get some movement in. It's obviously not the same as it was when I was in my 20s when I was working out daily, 6, 7 days a week. Also, my metabolism acts differently. I don't want to say it's slowed down because I don't like that sort of telling my metabolism slower. It's absolutely not slower. It just operates differently, and I need to understand how it operates before we move forward and get all the wins. But physical, I think it's super important to continue lifting weights and building muscle because it's going to decrease over time, right? We all know that. Then mobility. I'm finding that like my midsection, my core, my hips, my back are becoming a little stiffer. So I try to do yoga. I try to stretch at night. I do yin yoga, which is very much just laying in a position for a really long period of time and stretching the fascia. When you have an opportunity to use your mobility, take advantage of it. Like this sounds crazy, but when you put on your shoes, like try to lift your knee up and stand on the other foot and see, do you have that mobility to still reach your foot? Can you lean down all the way? Can you bend over, like fully fold over and tie your shoe or put on your shoe? Can you bend into a squat to pick something up? Can you reach? Can you reach across? Can you still touch your back? Like things like these that were normal for us because we were playing, we were just being kids. Think about them now and try to take the hard way out. Like, instead of being lazy and just stepping into your shoes and sitting down and like whatever, do it the way that it's difficult because if you're doing it now, it's going to be more doable when you're 80. That's what I think. All right, so that's physical. Obviously, make sure you eat well. Make sure you eat protein. Make sure you eat whole produce. Like it doesn't have to be crazy. It doesn't have any kind of diet. You don't have to be shredded, but be healthy. Have some healthy oils, some olive oil. Avoid all the seed oils, they're toxic. Have some vegetables, some fruit that are in season, hopefully, organic, hopefully, from your local farmer's market, hopefully. Some meat the same way, some cheese, some dairy, things that are just single ingredient things, put them together into a recipe, eat it. Like make it simple, don't complicate it. Don't eat a lot of processed food if you can. I know it's yummy, I know it's easy, I know we all do it, but that's what I would tell myself today to be in better shape at 80. All right, the second content bucket would be happiness and relationships, emotional health, let's say. I would say make sure that you don't waste your energy on people that you don't care to have in your life. And have a partner that you love. And that's the place in my life that unequivocally I've hit the jackpot. And it's taken me a long time. I've had relationships and I've had a marriage and I've had all these things to understand who I am. how I am, what my needs are, how I can operate, how I can communicate. But now I have amazing communication with a person that I love and I could spend the rest of my life with and every day of my life with. And it makes me so fucking happy. So that's, I think, a recipe for having people around you. And it's your partner, of course. That's the main person you spend time with. Get in touch with your parents. The older I get, the more I realize I want to spend time with my parents. I want to reach out to my parents and talk to them, hear about how they are, spend some time with them, just doing nothing, shooting the shit. And then friends, like I'm realizing that I'm saying no to hanging out with friends or catching up with friends that I have no interest in. People that were just my friends because we've had times together or our paths converged one too many times, but I actually don't, it's not that I don't like them, but I get nothing from that relationship. So I would say don't spend any time on those relationships. Spend time on the relationships that matter, that feel good, that give you something in return, that build you as a person. And the third thing I think is growth. And I'm going to do a growth A and growth B. Growth A is for sure a career, right? Career, the way you make money, the way you fulfill who you are in this world. For me, I'm realizing that the first chapter of my life, let's say my 20s and mid 30s, were being a founder, being an entrepreneur, solving problems, dreaming big, etc. My path now for this next, what I suspect is probably going to be at least 10, 15 years, I want to look at growth. When you're a kid, you don't want to go to school. You don't want to learn. You don't want to do, I didn't want to learn. I didn't want to go to school. Besides, it was fun. But now I want to. Now I want to grow. Now I want to get better. Now I want to be a thought leader. I hate that expression, but I want to be really good at what I'm into and what I love. And for me, it's content marketing, specifically growth for companies. I want to bring sort of ways of thinking and ways of doing things that have never been seen before and help the right companies grow and touch people. And now I'm interviewing for roles to step into companies where I can help them and they can help me and we can grow together. And I scratch that itch. I don't think I'd be happy doing just some work for some money that had no way of continuing my growth, no way of nurturing who I am as a person. And then B, I think sort of spiritual growth, whether that's religion, whether that's self-introspection, whether that's spirituality, magic, whatever it is, spend some time on that. For me, like this morning, I spent 20 minutes meditating and I realized how good it feels, but it feels like forever. And it feels like, oh, there's so much stuff I could have done, like doom scrolled for 20 minutes, which is ridiculous. But I'm finding myself not spending time on the things that matter when it comes to my spirituality. So I would encourage myself as an 8-year-old today, spend more time on that. Spend more time in nature, just sitting down, looking at the trees and just breathing. Just let the world around you touch you somehow. Anyway, let me know how you think you would answer that question if your 80-year-old self would ask you, what should you do today to have a better life at 80? And I'll see you next time.